You are as arrogant as Damien. Why in the world would I want to tell you where he borrowed the money from?
So he borrowed it?
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did. Who did he borrow it from?
Why would I know that?
You're the kind of woman that can get any kind of information she wants.
Flattery A, subtlety D. If I did know that, why would I want to tell you?
Because it would make me feel better about you.
Excuse me. That didn't happen to be a threat, did it?
Is that what it'll take?
Look, you don't have any reason to be mad at me. It was Damien. Damien was the one who wouldn't stop.
I understand that. Don't worry. I've had plans for Damien.
Good. You see, I did try to get him to, forget about the whole thing. I told him it was just a stupid little thing, and he was obsessed.
With Bobby?
No, with the idea of virtue being corrupted by evil.
Is that his notion, or is that your interpretation?
He admitted that to me. Frankly, it's terrifying.
Terrifying?
Yes, well, wouldn't it scare you?
I don't believe in evil.
Oh, then you are out of touch with reality.
Oh, so reality is evil?
Women and children being bombed, that's evil, and kids killing other little kids with guns that are illegal. Now, that is reality, and hatred is reality. And on a less cosmic level, a woman whose heart is breaking and who is in pain because someone took advantage of her loss of a child for a game, now that is reality to me.
Yeah, and you would know about that.
I am truly sorry for my part in all of this, and I do not like the word evil applied to me.
Hey, look, I told you I don't use that word. I've never heard anybody call you evil.
Good, I think.
People do say you're bad.
And what's the good news?
What's the subject?
What else? Bobby, Tony?
Well, Rube, I think you better ask Bobby about that.
You know, even as kids, you two didn't rat in each other.
No reason to start now. We're working on a solution.
Well, I guess that's all I can ask. Oh, well, he must be here for you.
I asked him to meet me.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, Rube. We're shaking. Morning.
Hi.
Same tune, new lyric. Damien's connection to Frank Smith.
Same old answer. I think the Casanova's on the square.
Come on, Corinthos, I need this. No ties to Frank.
If there are, I honestly haven't seen them.
I'm a skeptic. Give me something I can sink my teeth into.
Well, when the turf war was going on, Frank acted as though Damien was a babe in the woods. He had me keep an eye on him so he didn't get hurt. Sounds like he wasn't in on anything.
Uh-huh. What else?
Damien refused my services. To me, it seemed like he didn't have a clue as to what kind of danger he was in.
Could have been an act.
He sure made my job harder.
I don't buy that there's no money connection.
I've seen none change hands, but who's to say for sure? What I did notice is Frank get genuinely resentful of his kid for insisting on staying squeaky clean. Sounds like they weren't on the best of terms.
I'm still not impressed.
What's going on, Luke? Why don't you give this Smith thing a rest?
When the Smiths leave the Spencers alone, then I'll give it a rest. Come on, Corinthos, I need all the help I can get.
And I've given you everything I've got. But Frank's gone for the foreseeable future. He hasn't contacted me, and I really am out of the loop. Come on, Luke, why don't you go with the flow, man? I am. I don't miss the visits to the prison to get instructions. As a matter of fact, I have a whole new enterprise that is going to be taking up my time.
What?
A record company.
What? You in the music business?
As an investor.
Oh, that sounds interesting. I'm looking around for a new scam of my own.
Look at this handsome thing that I found in the foyer.
Well, Luke, what are you doing here?
He was invited.
The poker game, Edward, the poker game.
Oh, yes, of course. My dear, you are getting very forgetful.
No, I'm preoccupied, my dear. Just clearing the decks of a little family business. Please, you make yourself comfortable, and I'll go greet the others.
Family business? I'm not sure, but I wouldn't rule it out as a possibility. I have something for you. This is the report into Damien's background. I sure hope you find something. Well, if it's there, I'll find it. I owe him a big one.
Doctor, but you can't argue with a flush.
Oops, right. Never seen anything like it.
What is this?
Oh, Luke, meet Annabelle. She was my birthday present from Edwards.
Oh, isn't she beautiful? Hey, I know a dog would go ache for you.
Come here, Annabelle. Let the men play their cards. Come on.
For heaven's sake, Alan, you don't have to shuffle the spots off the cards. Deal.
All right. Aren't you going to play with us, Mrs. Quartermain?
Hello, Annabelle. Well, you see, Lila and I like to wait until the first casualties drop out, and then we just move in for the kill.
Oh.
Thank you.
Speaking of kill, has anyone heard the latest news? Bradley Ward's body has turned up.
What?
Oh, wasn't Bradley Ward the black assemblyman who disappeared?
Mm-hmm.
How can that be after all these years?
Where did you hear that, Steve?
Simone told me about it. She works with Mrs. Ward.
Did she tell you who discovered the bones?
No.
Me. Right in our backyard.
What did the police think?
They think he was murdered.
What the hell is it with this group and Bradley Ward? I thought we were here to play poker. Alan, you haven't anteed yet. Ante so we can get going here.
2 cards.
Must have been quite a shock discovering a body that's been buried all these years.
Well, I would think it's going to be a bigger shock to whoever planted him there.
Mm.
A rose garden. What a clever place to hide something.
I'm with Luke. If Bradley Ward was murdered...
He was.
Well, whoever did it thinks they probably got away with it.
Well, they could be dead by now as well. Bradley disappeared, what, something over 20 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
The police couldn't solve a fresh murder. What do you think they're going to be able to do with this?
Oh, I don't know. Donnelly wasn't police commissioner then. He's an irritating pit bull. He's got his jaws wrapped around this thing. I don't think he's going to give up. No, I'm covering all bets. The Bradley Ward case is going to blow up soon in somebody's face.
Dropped in on your police commissioner.
Oh, please don't call him mine.
He's an interesting man, shrewd, a little cagey maybe.
Astute assessment. Did he give you any information you can use?
Well, he assured me that the investigation into my father's death would be given highest priority. Nothing would be swept under the carpet. Should I believe him?
What do you think?
Well, I mean, of course, I'd like to. You see, I have this problem giving out trust before it's been earned, especially when it comes to the PCPD.
I understand. Well, I'm hardly objective when it comes to the police commissioner. I don't trust him. And as far as I'm concerned, a cop's a cop. But you should know that he wasn't always the picture of respectability. Now, everybody around here is going to tell you that he's changed. Call me a cynic. I have trouble with that concept.
Understood.
Justice, while we're on the subject of your father, I had an opportunity to observe a few of his old adversaries. I take it he assembled an impressive list of enemies.
Luke Spencer, I specifically asked you not to poke around in the past. I thought I could trust you.